Hi everyone, it's me. Welcome to today's video. We are picking the March TBR today. You guys know the drill. We're gonna choose 5 prompts from the TBR jar and we're gonna use those 5 prompts to choose 5 books to prioritize reading in this next month. TBR time is truly the most exciting time of the month for a reader, so we're gonna get into it. I do want to mention there is already one book that is actually technically already on my TBR, but basically I already know that in March I'm going to read A Stage Set for Villains by Shannon Spann. I don't have a copy of it yet. I'm either gonna get a physical copy or read it on Kindle. I'm not sure yet, but I do have to read this book in March because very exciting. I don't know if you all caught this on the podcast, but Freya and I are actually starting an online Patreon book club. I'm so excited about it. We're essentially going to pick one book a month to read, just like, you know, how a normal book club runs. But as we read it together, not only are we going to have like typing chats, but for every book that we read together, we're also going to do a live stream bonus episodes. So like raw, real, unfiltered reactions. They're going to be filled with spoilers. I know some of you have been asking me to do more spoiler reading vlogs or spoiler reviews. That will all be over on the Patreon. And it's just going to be so much fun doing these live streams because like we always make these videos, but we don't get your input and your thoughts until after we've already like filmed, edited, published, all of that. And while I love discussing books with you guys in the comments, I just feel like it's going to be such a more intimate experience discussing it in live time. I'm really excited about it, but definitely check out our book club, come join. But getting back into the TBR, let's mix up our prompts for this month. And actually, wait, I do actually have 2 new additions I need to add to the physical TBR before we go into select our books, because I just got my March book of the month. So obviously we need to open this up to see if we can get these 2 books on the March TBR as well, but I do want to thank Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. You guys know I'm obsessed with Book of the Month. I get most of my book recs from Book of the Month these days, if I'm going to be completely honest. They are a book subscription service that has truly like helped me shape and define my book taste over the past few years. They have helped me expand into genres that I normally wouldn't pick up. They have helped me discover authors that I normally wouldn't have discovered. I just love them so much. If you don't know how Book of the Month works, basically they have an incredible team that curates a list of new releases that are going to come out that month. There will be about 5 to 6 books to choose from every month, and then you can choose one of those to be your book of the month, or you can also have add-ons, so you can choose multiple books in one month, which is honestly what I normally do. So the 2 books that I chose this month, sorry, I'm gonna cover stage. I'm just gonna block you for a second right now. I'm so sorry. I just need somewhere to put my book of the month box. Anyways, some very exciting books this month. First one is actually one of my most anticipated releases for this year. So I've actually talked about this one before. This is Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett, a cozy fantasy set in 1920s Montreal following the owner of a cat rescue and the shenanigans that her and her landlord go through. The base of the story essentially is that her landlord is infuriatingly handsome, but he also like is just really annoying and frustrating. And also her landlord has actually been using her cat rescue as a front for his shadier type of magic business. But one day a mysterious person comes looking for her landlord, and this puts her rescue, his business, all in jeopardy, and the 2 of them have to end up working together to get to the bottom of it and figure it out. I've been so excited to dive into this one, so was so excited to see it on Book of the Month's offerings for March. The second one I picked for March is Lady Tremaine by Rachel Hawkhauser. This is actually one that I hadn't heard of until I saw it on the Book of the Month list, but this one is a fairy tale retelling, and you guys know I eat up fairy tale retellings. I love them so much, but this is a Cinderella retelling told from the perspective of the evil stepmother, but I'm pretty sure that the target of this one is to highlight more of the things that the evil stepmother went through, and I think you're supposed to resonate with her more. So our evil stepmother is named Lady Etheldreda Verity Isolde Tremaine Bramley. She has her 2 kids, and then she has her stepdaughter, which we all know is Cinderella. But she also in this retelling has a razor taloned peregrine falcon and also a crumbling manor. So she's trying to hold on to everything she can after the passing of her husband. And when a royal ball offers the chance to change everything, Ethel risks her pride in pursuit of an invitation for all 3 of her daughters, only to see her hopes fulfilled by the wrong one. And so it says, as we go on through the story, she ends up needing to choose between the security she craves and the well-being of the stepdaughter who has rebuffed her at every turn. So it sounds like we're gonna portray the Cinderella character as someone who is more troublesome. I absolutely love that idea. I love a retelling told from another perspective and to sort of like change the dynamic of the whole story. This sounds like a wonderful, wonderful read to me. So these are the 2 books I chose for my book of the month, but they also had some really, really good add-ons this month too that I also want to grab actually. One of them is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison, which is the interconnected standalone sequel to First Time Caller. And they also had You Did Nothing Wrong by C.J. Drews, which is actually another one of my most anticipated releases for this year. So I think I need to grab those ones from Book of the Month as well. So I always recommend Book of the Month to help you grow your never-ending TBRs, which, you know, we love doing. And for a limited time, you can actually join and get a free gift like this cute little hat that I just got. This says, Born to Read Books, Forced to Read Emails. We love a cute bookish hat, but yeah, you can get your first Book of the Month plus a free gift like this cute hat for only $9.99 with the code LUCKY. Thank you, Book of the Month, as always, for the amazing, amazing recs and amazing books. Let's get these 2 added to the physical TBR, and then we can get into choosing our 5 TBR books for March. All right, so Lady Tremaine and Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter are squeezing in here at the top. What a perfect fit. And the TBR is quite full from the wonderful birthday book haul that you guys saw. So we've got a lot of exciting books to choose from. Let's get into prompt 1. Ooh, okay, fun, because I think last month we got the hardcover prompt. We actually just got the paperback prompt to start with this month. So paperback, paperback, paperback. There are so many we could choose from. First of all, Lady Tan's Circle of Women by Lisa C. I'm so excited to pick this book up. I feel like I need to right away. It is a historical fiction following a woman who gets into medicine, but when she gets put into an arranged marriage, the family that she marries into is not supportive of her continuing her career in medicine. They think she should be more of a traditional housewife, do all of her duties at home and not pursue a career path like that. So then she has to, in secret, try and figure out ways where she can continue to do so. And I've heard only good things about this book, literally only good things. So that's definitely a paperback I'm excited to get into. I could also get into The Second Death of Locke by V. Albovolino. I've heard it's a wonderful, wonderful slow burn romantasy. I've heard the yearning in this one is really good, but we follow Gray, who is an assistant, or I guess like a squire, you could say, or an assistant to a mage, and she is completely dedicated to him, but she has been hiding a secret from him for a very long time. Basically, her magic is directly tied to magic in the entire world. So if she dies or loses her magic, then the world also loses all of its magic, but she has never told anyone, including this mage she has been dedicated to. And I think a time comes where she basically has to tell him, but she is just torn between whether she wants to do it or not. Sounds really, really good. We could also do The Witcher, The Last Wish by Andrej Sapkowski, which is a series that I really, really want to get into. And honestly, there are so many. There's Sorcery of Thorns, Kiss of Deception, This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me. There are so many paperbacks. You guys know I love the prompts that give me free reign, but I also hate them because I have the worst decision paralysis, and I'm the worst at just finalizing, making a decision. So because these are the 3 that I just randomly pulled, I feel like I'm just being so drawn. I feel really drawn to Lady Tan's Circle of Women by Lisa C. I feel like I need to dive into this one. It sounds so good. Yeah. It's gonna have to be this. This is gonna be my paperback read. So there we have it. Book number 1. Let's choose prompt number 2. Okay, we have adapted to screen. This one is always a really, really fun prompt. We have The Witcher that I just picked up. Obviously, this is a Netflix series. It literally has the Netflix logo on the cover. And I have actually decided I want to start a lot of new series this next month because while I'm still in the middle of, I think 15 or 16 series right now. A lot of those series are waiting on new releases that will be coming out later this year, and I don't actually have that many series like active right now that I could just like pick up the next book and read. So I feel like I do need to start some new series to like refresh my series roster. So I'm not going to be afraid to choose like first books to new series in this month's TBR, which I know I was hesitant to do last month and for the, you know, few months before that. I'm really open to starting new series. So this is actually a really, really good option. We also have so many of you guys are gonna scream at this one. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is part of the Shadowhunters universe, of course. And I'm a little bit unsure if this one specifically has been adapted. I know there is like a Shadowhunters universe show, but are those shows the Clockwork ones, like the Infernal Device trilogy, or is it the Mortal Instruments that was adapted, or was it like another Cassandra Clare series, like another Shadowhunter series? I'm not sure. I might have to look it up. You know what? I'm gonna look it up to see if the Infernal Devices specifically has been adapted. Ooh, okay. Apparently the Infernal Devices has not been adapted into a TV series or movie, but it is the other side that was adapted, the Mortal Instruments. Oh no. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for giving you hope. This one doesn't count for this prompt, but maybe hopefully we'll be able to choose another prompt that, you know, that one will fit in. Do we have any other adaptations actually? Let's look behind. Oh, we could go the classics route. Like I have Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, which has been adapted probably multiple times. And I also have The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, which one of you actually told me this has a French adaptation. I feel like I'm not ready to dive into this one just yet. I just picked this up as part of my birthday book haul, and it's a 1,200 page classic, so I feel like I need to mentally build myself up before I read this one. I know it's an incredible book. I've heard so many good things, but I don't know if it's time yet. I just don't know if March is the month. So I think we're between Sense and Sensibility and The Witcher. Also, how gorgeous is this edition of Sense and Sensibility? Love it. I think I'm gonna choose The Witcher. I feel like I want to dive into this sometime in the spring, but I feel like for now, while we're holding on to like the last bits of winter, I want to dive into some more fantasy series. So I think it's gonna be The Witcher. We're finally gonna get into this world. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. So there we have it. That was book 2. Let's do book 3. What do we have here? We have, ooh, okay. We have a long title. I mean, first of all, Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter. I feel like it's quite long. I also am very excited to read this one. Look at the cover, guys. Look how many cats. That just is so magical. There's also a cat on the back, so that's definitely a long title we could dive into. Heat of the Everflame, does that count as a long title? I actually do want to jump into this next month. Let's do word count. Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter. 5 words, but 5 very long words. And then Heat of the Everflame, only 4 words. Okay, so that one is shorter. Ooh, I feel like this is actually a pretty long title. This book made me think of you. That is 7 whole words. That is very, very long. I actually got this one from Book of the Month last month, and this one sounds like a book written for a book lover who loves sort of like really emotional, bittersweet kind of sad stories, which, like, come on, honestly defines me as a reader. But in this one we follow a character. What is her name? I think her name's Tilly. Yes, we follow Tilly, and her husband has passed away, but one day she receives a call from a bookshop, and apparently there is a gift there that her husband got for her, but she's just very confused because she's like, my husband passed away 6 months ago, so what do you mean? So when she goes to the bookstore to pick her gift up, the bookstore owner explains that her husband has left 12 books for her, 1 to read every single month, I think, and also a series of handwritten letters. Yes, I think there's like 1 handwritten letter per book. And so the purpose of her husband leaving these for her, he wanted to help her turn the page on her first year without him. So like to have a little bit of something from him once a month for the first year that she's living without him. Oh, so then yeah, every month she needs to go to this bookstore and pick up her next book that her husband that has passed has left her. I'm gonna literally cry just thinking about this premise. I feel like I need to pick this up. I need to pick this up. I just got so emotional thinking of that idea. I honestly also don't know if I'll be able to find another title that is over 7 words long. Hold on. This kingdom will not kill me. 6 words. The bones beneath my skin. 5 words. Yeah, I feel like this title has like the most amount of words on the title. Even though they're kind of short words, I feel like this one counts. So this is going to be my long title book. Let's pick prompt number 4. Let's see what we're gonna do next. Oh, I love it. We have a prompt that literally says book of the month, BOTM. So for all my book of the months, I have the Agnes Aubert book, of course, Lady Tremaine. I also have The Spectacular by Fiona Davis, which I don't think I've talked to you guys about this one since I got it from book of the month, but this is another historical fiction. And I think we follow a dancer who performs with the Rockettes and someone else as they uncover a series of bombings that are happening in New York City. So this is set in New York City at 1958. And the book is described as a thrilling story about love, sacrifice, and the pursuit of dreams set amidst the glamour and glitz of Radio City Music Hall in its mid-century heyday. So while our protagonist is working for the Rockettes, she's living this life of being on stage and, you know, this sort of like glamorous type of a life. The city is reeling from a string of bombings orchestrated by a person the press has nicknamed the Big Apple Bomber, who has been terrorizing the citizens of New York for 16 years by planting bombs in popular crowded spaces. And so our protagonist and Peter, I think, who is either someone she meets or maybe it's her husband or I don't know who he is, they both find themselves unexpectedly pulled into the police search for the bomber. So this sort of whisks her away from her perfect sort of glamorous Rockette life. Honestly sounds really, really heavy, but sounds like it could be a really, really good read. So that's definitely an option. I also have Second Chance Cinema that I've talked to you previously about, Upgrade by Blake Crouch, Lost Lambs by Madeline Cash, Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. Oh, we have The Road of Bones by Demi Winters down here, which I've heard is a wonderful Viking romantasy that is like actually really good. I also have The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune, The Lion Women of Tehran, and One and Only by Maureen Gu, which is actually another kind of like fairly new book of the month that I've picked up. What do I want to pick up? Okay, let's see what we have on the TBR so far to see like what we need more of. So we have a historical fiction, we have a fantasy, and we have an emotional contemporary fiction. So maybe we go another magical book. Maybe we go for Mystical Cat Shelter. What do you think? I feel like I've been waiting for this one. Like I've been so pulled towards it as a cat lover, as a book lover, as a cozy lover, and also just being so curious to see how Heather Fawcett's writing will be in this one because the only books I've read from her are the Emily Wilde books. I think we're gonna go Agnes Aubert's for book of the month, which, you know, tracks because this is the new book of the month that I literally just picked up. 4th book selected, and let's do one more pick. Hopefully we can get that Cassandra Clare on the TBR, guys. Okay, we have, okay, we have a pretty cover. I love this prompt, honestly. This could have made it on. But other pretty covers. Okay, you know what? I feel like this cover is so pretty. It's so plain, but there's something about it that just puts me at peace. But this is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans, a story that is told through a series of letters and letters only. I'm really curious about this one, and yet there is just something about this cover that just makes me feel like at peace. Like, doesn't that just make you feel relaxed? It's so just like clean, plain, but beautiful in its own simple way. I love it. Another beautiful book that I have is obviously The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Sotto Yambao. This is one of the prettiest books I have ever seen. Like literally just the definition of pretty. And I think I've shown you guys the inside before, right? I think I showed you in my haul, but like, come on. You're telling me that's the naked hardcover under the already beautiful dust jacket. You're telling me we have that under the book. So that's absolutely gorgeous. What else do I have that's pretty? I'm not sure if Clockwork Angel, like I don't think I would describe this as a pretty cover. Like it's cool. It's definitely cool. It's vibey. I love the illustration in it. I think the vibe of this is cool, but like the prompt didn't say a cool cover. It said a pretty cover. So I don't think we can choose that one, but I do want to read that this next month. I feel like The Kiss of Deception actually is a really pretty cover. It's just very like embellished, kind of like embroidery style, but I don't know if it's prettier than the ones that like I've picked up already. I think these two are the prettiest covers I own, and I think I have to choose the Elsewhere Express out of the two of these. I really want to read The Correspondent. I think this is just like, again, like a very pretty cover in its natural kind of plain way, but I don't think you can get prettier than this. I'm gonna put Correspondent back on the TBR, but I think we're probably still gonna pick it up this next month. Maybe. We'll see how the month goes, but for pretty cover, it has to be The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Sotto Yambao. I mean, just like look at it. Just look at that. That is like, oh, that is so gorgeous. That is one of the most beautiful books ever. Samantha Sotto Yambao really kills it with the covers. And I know she doesn't probably do her own covers. It's like her publisher and, you know, an artist, but she does get the most beautiful covers because Water Moon was also stunning in its own different way. That's gonna be my prettiest cover. And so that makes up the 5-book TBR that will guide my March reading month. As always, you guys know I do tend to read a lot more than 5 books in one month, so I definitely will be reading more than this in March, but this I feel like is a good guide to steer the direction, to steer the mood and the vibe of what we're going to get into. So just as a quick recap for pretty cover, we just picked The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Sotto Yambao. For a book of the month, Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. For book with a long title, This Book Made Me Think of You by Libby Page. I'm gonna have to like figure out how to memorize that. I'm probably never gonna be able to remember that title off the top of my head. For adapted to screen, I picked The Last Wish by Andrej Sapkowski. And for paperback, Lady Tan's Circle of Women by Lisa C. I think this looks like an incredible month of reading. We definitely have a variety here. We have historical fiction, a high stakes fantasy series, an emotional contemporary fiction read, a cozy fantasy, and another, I guess, like cozy fantasy or like more whimsical magical realism, I would say. We also do, as I mentioned, have A Stage Set for Villains by Shannon Spann on the TBR, since we're going to be reading that for the Patreon book club, which is like a dark theatrical, almost like a Caraval, but dark and more Playhouse type of a YA fantasy standalone. Really excited to read that one as well. But there we have it. That is our TBR for March. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, let me know what you are reading in March. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!